right? I'm gonna do a Black Clover chapter review for chapter 361, titled "The Final Force." And we start off right where we left off in the previous chapter. Right after took a lethal or dealt a lethal strike to Lucius. Um, just one thing to note, I didn't know that when struck Lucius, that it was that lethal. Like I thought it was like one of those those bleach moves where he just did a speed blitz shoulder slash. But like apparently this man is split in half. That caught me out guard. Like Lucius is dead. Like if Lucius didn't have any sort of preemptive magic to use to recover him, then he's dead. So that's a great feat for Ashley took down Lucius. Or so we would think in the next page, as we see here that after believing himself, saying that he won, a another Lucius just popped up right behind him, smiling. Then quickly quickly responded and Lucius trying to attack him, blocked it with the shield. And then yeah, start running 1,000 questions to his head, saying what's going on. That thing is an illusion. It's definitely Lucius' body, but so is this guy. So now there's two Lucius, one that killed and another one that is alive apparently. And then we start hearing the ground shake and Trevor, and we see buildings and some platforms started rising up from the ground. Clover Kingdom citizens and the Magic Knights are confused and kind of panicking, saying what's going on. The city's rising. And then we see Lucius starts kind of explaining what all he has in his arsenal. And so he says, excuse me. He says, as of now, I wield soul, body, blood, and bone magic, which we already knew. And he also got gravity magic and time magic. And so he even says that because of those for magic in specific, he says he can even clone himself. And so that's like that is crazy. That's really surprising, but it's like it's something that we shouldn't that we shouldn't that we shouldn't have expected, because we see Lucius using his siblings' magic to restore Morris' body. And so if Lucius can do that, then who's to say he can't just clone himself? But because he can clone himself, and we really don't know the extent of each clone power. Like we don't know if every clone is just as strong as Lucius, or they're just like half as strong or a quarter strong. But either way, we can tell that it took a lot of just to defeat one clone. So we can say for sure that these clones are no pushovers. And then Lucius starts saying, even if you surpass my foresight, my plan is flawless. I will turn this land into a new primordial bed seed. And then we see, just like I said before, just parts start rising from the Clover Kingdom, rising up in the sky. And then we zoom out from the Clover Kingdom, and we see in the sky a little, a even bigger platform, and we see the original Lucius just resting, watching everything from above. And Lucius continues saying that and descend to it as the Wizard Emperor. So that's crazy that Lucius hasn't even started fighting yet. He just has his clone doing all the fights. And then try to clap back, saying, "So what if there's two of you now? I'll just take you both out." Then Lucius says, "Who said there were only two?" And then we see there's like a dozen of Lucius. So it's just wild because it's like, I mean, I have faith in that he probably has enough in him to take down another Lucius, but a dozen is wild. Like, I mean, he already had trouble just fighting one. He could probably take down another, but I think it's impossible for him to go against 12 different Lucius at the same time. And then Lucius started complimenting him, saying, "You were strong, Grimbariel." But as we all know, this is probably as far as he can go, because he already said his spirit dive is at his point. and he already spent a lot of magic with that Neverland. And we all know, as soon as Neverland stops, that's when Lucius can use his time magic, and that's when everyone is done. So it's only a matter of time before the Clover Kingdom citizen get taken over. And then we see the Lucius start descending upon the Mansion Knights. We see, is his name Klaus, the Purple Ogre's guy? I think his name Klaus. We see Klaus. We see some Mansion Knights kind of giving up, saying it's over. No matter how you look at it, we just can't win. But then we have Noel here. Big ups for Noel. I like how Noel still has her positivity. Even though situations is looking very grim for everyone, but she says we're not done yet. You still got a chance. And then we skip over to the Black Bulls to see what they're doing. So we see that they're at the Wishes Forest with Vanessa leading them. And props for Vanessa, because this is like the second time Vanessa really played an important role in order, in something that's related to Asta. The first one was when she was what's them called, fighting a way to restore Asta's arms, which she did found the way, and now she's back here helping again, trying to figure out where Asta is. But we all know who the real MVP is, and that's the Wish Queen. But yeah, Vanessa says that we're looking for someone or something, and you're really the only person to ask, and we all see it's a Wish Queen. So Vanessa asking to lend us your power. The Witch Queen says she already knew they would come because her divination told them so, and she explained that the boy is alive, but he is somewhere within a foreign land. So they're all relieved and happy, and it's kind of funny because one of them said traveling overseas, who does that idiot think he is? I will kill him if he gets back. Like, yeah, it's Austin's fault for him just transported into a foreign land and him just relaxing. And Asta had his own issues when he got there, but hopefully they'll see what all Asta has been doing, and Asta will hopefully bring some allies with him. Hint hint, the reusing seven. Hopefully they participate too, because they really ain't got no reason to not. Because I think all the invaders is done, and I don't think there's gonna be any more invaders. But Witch Queen explains that Asta is too far away to be summoned. And now, the big question is, well, how can we get to him? How can we bring him back? And then we see Dorothy saying that it'll be fine, and that everyone starts figuring out, saying that Dorothy, the captain of Coral Peacocks, is here. And then Dorothy explains that since Asta's future can be read, I thought we need his power if we're going to defeat Lucius. And then Dorothy said, we three are the strongest wishes in this generation. If we team up, there's nothing we can't do. Am I right or am I right? So that's crazy that Dorothy claimed that they're the three strongest in this generation. Because, I don't know, first off, I don't know how old the Witch Queen is. I think the Witch Queen was like in every generation. So, from hearing what she said. But, yeah, I saw some chat reviews for people who didn't know Dorothy was Witch. I think it was kind of hinted at a lot. I mean, you can tell by her get up, and I could have sworn at a certain point someone somewhere in the story said that Dorothy was a witch. I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, we can even tell she's not from Clover Kingdom, because no one in that Clover Kingdom has glamour magic, and it doesn't seem like that Dorothy has any connection to the Clover Kingdom in terms of history. Like, she don't have any relatives. And we know she's not a royal or a noble. She's just her own little person. But yeah, just to get that out the way. But either way, three strongest wishes, I can kind of agree. Dorothy has glamour world, pretty OP magic. The Witch Queen just has a lot of high tier blood magic spells, and Vanessa has her stream magic, which she can change fate. And I think they may all be arcane magic because of that. I think so. I believe so. Would a Witch Queen be considered arcane magic with her blood magic? I don't know, but they're all pretty strong wishes. So, and then the Witch Queen said that you leave the forge without permission, and on your first return you propose this of all the stuff. And then Dorothy said that easy there, Your Majesty. And the Witch Queen says the world is in crisis, I and all my wishes will assist you. So then we see how they set it up. They say with the Black Bull Spatial Mage at its heart, we will activate a gargantuan compound spell, the Door of Fate. And Dorothy explained it as it's a wonderful spell that lets you see the person you want to meet. And Finn was kind of nervous because he said that he's in the middle looking like a sacrifice. But yeah, we see how it's set up. We see that they're just big circular circular window where Pharaoh's spatial match is being focused into, which is the transportation point, and we see a lot of rooms, being written all around in a circular format, and all the rooms kind of leads up to the middle point in which where Finward is. And we see on the edges, we see like on one side of the edges, we see Vanessa. On the other side, we see other wishers and whatnot. So we see that it seemed like Femoral is the main point, which is the spatial magic. And we see on the edges, we see all the other mages kind of like pouring their magic into his to amplify it by like 100 times. So yeah, that's a really cool spell, because I like to see Tabata, use like complex spells and whatnot. It just seems so cool. And this seemed like a really whatchamacall, like did this seem like a ass pull to me. It seemed like it makes a lot of sense, seeing how they need a lot of mages, and they're with the Wish Queen, who the Wish Queen knows a lot of magic secrets, so it's understandable how she will know how to do this, especially with Dorothy. Dorothy's the one that explaining the whole spell. So yeah, and then we see on the other end of the Land of Sun, we see that someone telling Asa, "Hey, this is important to you, ain't it?" Asa said, "Yeah, thank you." And Asa says, "Here I go." And when I was drawing this, I thought Asa had this original sleeve, the sleeve that covers up his dark arm, but I didn't know he's actually wearing something else. Um, I don't know what it's called, but it's one of those things where like from what I can remember, back in like back in the days, and like in Japan, sometimes they be having these archers that are also like samurai. They have a sword and a bow, and some of those but they're mostly bow oriented, and they be having like a sleeve, and I guess the sleeve is there to like make sure they don't have their like their like jacket or coat tingling when they get their bow. I guess because it's like the same sleeve that they would wear, and that's a cool little note to get, or note to pick out, because we're assuming that Asa's sleeve got messed up during the attack, so it's cool that Asa kind of gets like whatchamacall, he gets like a little souvenir that he gets to keep, because like that's not his original sleeve. That sleeve definitely came from, excuse me, from the Land of Sun, and I think it's pretty cool. Actually, I want to know what color it is. But yeah, that's pretty cool that I also got a sleeve, like a souvenir from the Land of Sun. And I also hope that other mages are coming with him. Hopefully the full reusing 7. That would be cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the chapter. It was a good chapter. I've been hearing people saying that it's kind of speeding up real fast. I can kind of understand that, but at the same time, it's like seeing how everything is. I mean, everything was kind of speeding up, you know, as soon as there was a fight between and Lucius, because Lucius is the big bad guy. Like after Lucius gets taken down, that's basically it. I mean, after Lucius, is done for, then that would mean Aesir would be done for, and Morgan. I mean, granted, we won't, we probably wouldn't have seen the fight, but we can tell for sure that despite the casualties, they would have been defeated. But yeah, people just worried that it's kind of speeding up, that the Black Clover manga might end in like 30 chapters. I hope that's not the case. I hope it goes on for like 70 or hopefully 100 more chapters. But it's like, what are they gonna put into it? You know, if it gets rushed, it gets rushed. It is what it is. That's how the business is. In the Shonen magazine, some manga authors just gotta end their story due to the you know to what the what's them called, to what the company tells them. it's an unfortunate thing, but it is what it is. The main part is that they got this story out there. They kind of wanted to show people what they wanted to make. They entertain people with it. That's all that really matters. Unfortunately, they couldn't really express it how they wanted to all the way throughout the story. But like I said, that's just kind of how life is in the shonen business. But yeah, I like this chapter. Really cool chapter. I'll give it a 8 out of 10 because it's nice to see finally getting a win, even if the win is kind of like it's a win because he did kill Lucius. It's just there's just multiple copies of Lucius. So like got his win. It's just that he still got to work a lot harder in order to completely defeat the problem. But yeah, that's pretty much it.